I have a question. Do you think English is a difficult language to learn?
Do you think English is a difficult language to learn? I don't think English is a difficult language to learn. All languages could be learned naturally. Whenever there is an environment, definitely you could learn any language. And we think about English, there are too much facilities across the globe. Like we see there is data, videos, audios, textbook, teachers, people are speaking English, and as well as boards, signboards, everywhere you see English. I don't think English is a difficult language unless you by yourself start making it difficult for you.
What is your favorite way to practice your English?
My favorite way to practice my English, it is like to make an environment like such this environment. You see, here we are gathered and we ask and answer questions. Maybe there are other activities we do every day. And this environment is very important and interesting for me because you could like have fun and enjoy while learning your English.
Sir, have you ever spoken English on the phone?
Yes, I have spoken English on the phone several times because I do have contact with people across the globe. But mainly I have given most of my time to, language like practical or real world English, where we could face to face talk to each other. But yes, I also talked on the phone.
How often do you practice your English?
How often do I practice English? Okay. How often do I practice English? I practice English every day because I do take classes here in YDI and as well as there at Explimp. So everywhere I do practice my English. Apart from these classes, these are not the classes. Basically, we make an environment where we could learn English together. It's not the relationship between a teacher and student, rather than it is a relationship of a type of society where we work together and learn English together. Apart from this, I also practice English online, and I also watch videos and listen to the audio podcast, FM radios, which help me practice my English.
It's the most difficult thing about English.
Okay. It depends upon the nature of a person. For different people, different things might be difficult. For example, listening, reading, writing, and speaking. But for me, the most difficult thing in English is the English word spellings and the meaning. When you tell me like what is the meaning of this word in Urdu or Pashto, so it's a bit problem for me. But yes, if you want me to translate English word into English, then it is easy for me. Not a problem. Like synonyms and defining a word in English, it is not a problem. But getting the Urdu or Pashto meaning is difficult.
What do you like about your classroom?
Okay. Yeah, this is a very interesting question. What do I like about my classroom? In my classroom, there are all sort of facilities available, which is helpful. Like there are tools which we could use here in our class while learning English. The second thing is the environment is very good. Like every person is happy here. There is no problem. Every person. So I do like the people here, the way they interact with each other, and most importantly, I do like whenever you got an opportunity, you got the platform. So definitely you presented yourself. So this attitude I like the most.
Do you think that English will completely dominate all the other
languages?
Yes, sir.
So do I think English language will completely dominate all other languages? Well, I think it's already dominated by English. Like all the other languages are dominated. But I think the rest of the languages of the world are also very, very, very important. And it shouldn't happen this way. But yes, we could learn the languages of other people other cultures, other societies. Like for example, if I speak Pashto or Urdu, I should keep it preserved, and I should work for this language while learning the language, English language. So I don't think that in the future we should have only one language. I think we should have all the languages of the world while using English language.
What do you think you will be able to do in English in the future?
Well, I think there is too much content available in English, like in written form, in video form, in audio form, in presentation form. So because of all these content, I could get help in the future, whatever I do in the future. So this language understanding could help me a lot. On the other hand, whatever I want to promote in the world across the globe, so definitely if I could use this tool, I mean English, it would help me to reach my voice across the globe.
What is your favorite way to learn the English?
What is my favorite way to learn English language? Well, this is my favorite way, like where we have the class, where people are collaborating with each other, they are interacting face to face, they do participate in different activities. Basically what happens here, right now I do have energy to learn English, but all of you have different energies. So basically we are sharing these energies and making it more strengthful and more powerful. So this is, I think, the best way to learn English, where you have a platform where you could enjoy together practically and learning English.
How much time do you spend looking out from window during classes?
So this is a very interesting question. How much time do I look outside of the window while I'm taking a class? As a student or maybe as a trainer? Well, it totally again depends upon the activities happening there in the class and the teaching style. If all these things are attracting me, definitely I won't look out of the window. But if the things are boring and if the thing is complicated for me, then definitely I would look outside of the window and see what the nature could offer me. I wouldn't like to get bored in the class, so instead I would like to look outside of the window. The second thing is there are two types of people. One are students and other are learners. So mainly I saw the learners are looking outside of the window whenever they take class. They usually get bored when a teacher give a lecture. So yes, mainly students wouldn't look outside of the window, but the learners would always look outside of the window. You might have watched a movie, Tare Zameen Pe Asman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Asman Zameen Pe Tare.
Yes, sir.
Or Sitare Zameen Pe. What is the name of the movie? Tare Zameen Pe. So the character of a student is basically, he is not a student, he is a learner. This is unfortunately, whoever goes to a school or college, we consider them students. All of them are not students. Some of them are students and some of them are learners. Now what is the difference between a student and learner? Inshallah, in other activities we will discuss this.
So what do you think, how will we learn English easily?
How we will learn English easily, and what do I think about it? Like, what is my thinking? Well, every person naturally have different approaches to learn something, right? For me, to learn English easily is to make an environment. Like right now, we are making an ecosystem. The environment would become like an ecosystem for you, which would like push you towards learning something, right? So I think the ecosystem is the best thing, but it also depends upon the nature of a person. Different people with different nature learn a language in a different way. So for me, I just love to have an ecosystem where I could learn English. But for other people, they might prefer to listen to the audios or watch videos or read books separately in a peaceful environment. Maybe that would be the way for them. But as I said, an ecosystem would be beneficial for all sort of natures. An ecosystem would mean like an environment which could automatically or naturally or spontaneously push you towards learning.
Sir, how can English language help you advance in your career?
I think any language can help you because first of all we would to look at the language. Language is a tool which we use to communicate with each other. When it comes to English, you could use this tool to communicate with more people across the globe, across diverse culture. So I think it could help me understand what it offers me, what other contents are available there in English, and what can I produce in English, so that they could, this language, or with the help of this language, I could transfer the ideas which I have in my mind. So I think it could help me this way. And yes, if I could use a tool which could be understood across the globe, this is the thing which could help me in English, in my career. There are many other ways to answer these questions, but that would be more specific depending upon the purpose, for what purpose you would like to learn English. For example, for a business purpose or medical purpose or any other purpose. So then accordingly more specific answer might be available there.
Sir, what is the difference between American English and British English?
Yes, please, come in. This is very interesting. You can come here, beta. This is a very interesting question. What is the difference between American English and British English? Well, I think there are some vocabulary differences, accent differences, and some concepts differences. For example, the British would speak one word in one way, say one word or pronounce one word in one way. The American would pronounce it in another way. And they would have different spellings. American would have different spellings. So there are smaller, tiny differences. Maybe there is not too much differences, but small differences, the way they write the words and the way they pronounce it and the way they use some vocabulary, some words for something. So yeah, there are some differences. In accent there is difference.
I have a question. How can I listen to conversations and improve my pronunciation?
First of all, whenever you are listening to conversation in English, right? You should not choose a conversation like this, the way we conversate here. This is not a very standard conversation. This is just for initial students, by which you could just give it a start. But for advanced conversation, and I would prefer the native speakers, there is very standard content available on the internet. There are debates and conversations. Oxford Union debates are available there, and Voice of America, BBC, and some other great websites are available on the internet, where they do conversate with each other, or they talk with each other, and you could listen to them, and you could get more standard more standard English. That would be more preferable. But for to start, you could listen to us. You could watch this video again, and you could learn it initially.
How can I listen to conversations and improve my pronunciation?
Well, if you want to improve your pronunciation or accent, you shouldn't listen to non-native speakers like me and other non-native speakers. Because the way we pronounce might not sound like American or British. So then what you could do, you could listen to the FM radios, American or British or Canadian or Australian FM radios. I think that would be more helpful for pronunciation and accent. But one thing is very clear, that whenever you speak in English, you should speak clear English. People should understand it. Even though you could use your own accent, your own pronunciation, but it should be clear. People should understand it, right? The way we speak, most of the time, the native speaker could not understand it. They couldn't get it. Why? Because we use our own ecosystem. We have our own ecosystem, and we have our own brain waves. And our brain waves are basically mainly affected or used to our accent, the way we speak in Pashto, Urdu, or other our own native language, right?
Someone told me that if you want success in life, you must need to make English as a cup of tea. Is it correct, sir?
I have seen, well, first of all, this question is very important question. Usually people think English is important if you want to be a successful person, but I have seen many people, they haven't learned English and they are successful. English is not the symbol of success. It is just a tool to communicate across the globe. For success, success doesn't mean you could speak in English. Success is other thing. Maybe you could be a successful person in your own medical field, engineering field, where you need the other sort of skills, not English. Well, English can help you. It can help you to understand something, but you could also translate it. There are translators available on the internet. You could translate English content into your own language. So basically, for success exists here. It doesn't exist outside. It is not connected or associated with a language or with anything. It only and only connects with your mindset. Mentally, if you think you are a successful person, right now you are a successful person, because right now there are people doing some rubbish things outside, but right now you are learning English. So in this case you are a successful person. So you have to divide yourself and or see yourself to which specific thing you might be a successful person. For example, if you are a good driver, you are a successful person. For example, if you are a good listener, so you are a successful person. But if you want to achieve your vision and goals and all objectives, then you will become a successful person. Even though if you achieve those things, then you would have other destinations. So this destination or the concept of success never ends. Right now, whatever is your current status, whatever is your current position, consider it as a success. If you don't accept it and consider it as a success, then the concept of your success would never end. Right? So you are successful people right now, whatever is your current status. And thank you very much. This was the conversation. I just need a small feedback. What do you think about this conversation? Feedback. Anyone, if you would like to give us feedback about this, do you think it was beneficial or not?
So it was very beneficial for us, sir.
Okay.
We learn a lot of things in this conversation.
Okay, good. Anyone else?
Sir, it was a very good idea to communicate like that way. Sir, I have learned that how to answer a question and how to ask a question. I think it was a very good environment which we sit here and you speak, mashallah, very well.
Please keep in mind one thing. We are learning English. I would make mistakes. You would make mistakes. Mistakes are basically part of our life. Don't worry about your mistakes. Just try to enhance your targeted thing. Like in this case, like it is English. Don't worry about mistakes. Just go ahead. One day will come, you would become a great speaker, listener, and a person who would work in the future, right? Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.